Hey guys, Nigel here. Thanks for clicking on the video again. I am super excited to have you all with me because I'm at a new location. This is Paradise Lake in the Thompson-Okanagan region, and I'm going to do another summer overnighter. I got all my kit here. I'm packed to the gills. Let's find a suitable spot to set up camp. So far so good with this lake, guys. I've got high hopes. Of course, the trail is closing in the further I get here. But what I'm excited about is, I'll show you, there's a lot of sand. Wow. I don't even have to follow a trail. Look at this. You can maybe walk across the beach there. This is pretty cool. Easy going, guys. Oh, cool. Check this out. Somebody's come here and built a teepee. I don't know if they stayed in it. I'm sure they did. There's a fire pit nearby. That's a shame. This could be a nice place to set up my tent. This thing's just filled with spiders. Don't really want to go in there. But very cool. Well, if I'm going to want to swim in this water, I'm going to have to watch out for these guys. There are leeches all over the place. And little tadpoles. Wow. So I just walked a little bit up from the lake because I saw a clearing, or I thought I saw a clearing, and I did. Which is all clear cut logging, eh? Let's see all these little trees. These were planted by humans, as most of you probably know. One of my buddies is a tree planter, and he says that if they're not a certain distance apart from where they're planted, you don't get the money for it, or you have to go and replant it. I can't remember. But if you're a tree planter, hey, props to you, because this is not easy. This is easy terrain right here, but if it's hilly, that must take you ages, and it must be a nightmare. Very cool. The lake's just behind you there. I'm going to go back to it and continue looking for a spot. See that? Now that, I think, is an animal trail. You know, it's been thought that deer and animals of prey, they stay near humans to dissuade any predators from coming to catch them. And this path is adjacent to the ATV trail that I'm following. Pretty cool. So I guess maybe in this case it rings truth. They've created their own little path very close to where humans frequent. Or it's a human trail and I have no idea what I'm talking about. I'm seeing a ton of fish jumping, as per usual. Most of them little guys. But I don't care, I'll catch and release all day. As long as I get to catch something. Alright, I'm going to check out this area a few hundred meters ahead. And if it keeps looking like this terrain, I'm going to head back. As you can see behind me there, coming up on moose territory, what looks to be. So, oops, I'll have to be cautious, make sure I don't run into or surprise any bull moose or anything like that. But I think I've reached the point where I gotta backtrack now. I saw a couple okay spots, but they're kind of close to the path, and that's kind of tacky, setting up your tent right next to the path. But I might just have to. It's only 2:20 or so I got time. Sure is nice here. Very nice. I am at a crossroads. The moose area is just up ahead here, and it seems like a very, I mean, if the trail keeps going, it's a very large swoop or skirt around that moose area. Or at least it looks like it's a very long path around from here. But what's enticing me is behind me, the lake is, I don't know, 200 meters. The other end of the lake, I can see a nice green patch, which kind of looks like a nice clearing. Nice grassy clearing. And that would be perfect. So that's a long way to go to be wrong and have to come back, or even just continue around the lake at that point. But you know, it might be worth it just to do a lap around the lake. I've got time. It's just after 2:30, I think. I'm gonna rest here for a bit longer and make a decision. What do you think, guys? Should I check it out? I think I should, because I didn't see much on the way. I figure I may as well just throw the line in while I'm trying to make a decision here. And got a power bait going this time. Some of the tips you guys have been giving me are awesome, but honestly I couldn't find the items in the store that you were describing. So you might have to send me a picture or something. But I've got confidence in this power bait. So we'll see how that works. Wind's kind of picking up here. Okay, I'm all saddled up. I'm gonna move on. Placing behind me there, I actually considered maybe staying there, but I really want to check out that green spot. If I need to, I'll come back here. There's actually a nice body-sized area where I could set up my tent, at least a body-sized flat spot, and enough room to set up the tent here if I need to. But the fishing, it's very shallow with just a bunch of little guys, you know, in and around this area, so we'll see what's on the other end of the lake. Should always double check, make sure you haven't forgot anything. This is where I gotta be careful though. Make some noise, like talking to you guys. I'm glad you guys can come along with me, that's for sure. Making a video sure helps with the loneliness, talking to you guys and showing everything that I'm doing. Okay, so I'm now at the other side, like 3 kilometers later. And this is the green I was seeing. It's this this muddy, sort of marshy grass. And there's no way in hell I'm going to set my tent up in there. Plus the bugs are insane over here. So, back the way I came, I guess. Sheesh. Look at that. There's a ton of this. I believe that's dogwood. That's our national flower, or provincial flower. The dogwood. It's growing everywhere here. Out in the open. It sure is noticeable when you're hiking in the bush for a while, when it's all closed in, and then suddenly wide open space and you feel like relieved almost. Now I've got another 2 kilometers back to the spot that I'm going to camp at. Man, I don't know if you can see them, but out here in the open, in the middle of the sun, all sorts of bugs swarming around me. It's funny, when I'm going through the trail, I can almost see the mosquitoes just waiting on the bushes around me. And then as I pass by, they jump off and try and attack me. I'll probably check with you when I'm back where I should have stayed. But oh well. It's all about these adventurous experiences, isn't it? Well, I'm back where I took the break a couple hours ago. Just goes to show, when you don't know, it's most likely going to be conditions you're not comfortable with. And across the lake there, the bugs were insane, the terrain was horrible, and the sights weren't even very good. The only thing going for me was it looked like the fishing would have been better there, because there was more of a drop off. It seemed deeper. But I can hike around just with the rod and some of my gear once my camp is set up here anyway. So I think that's what I'll do. I'll set up camp, get my area situated, and then opt for some fishing. Tens, maybe hundreds of fish. Small ones jumping. Just a feeding frenzy out there. Unfortunately, I can't cast that far. Just a waiting game, I guess. A familiar scene, right? Except for the hat. I'll try a few different lures or pieces of bait, I guess. Alright, so the bait isn't working, so I'm opting for the spinner lure with a barbless hook. We'll see how that works. Okay. What? Did you see that? Okay, that fish was maybe twice the size of, maybe 3 times the size of this spinner lure, and it still went for it. The reason why I've got a barbless hook is I don't want to do too much damage to these fish, and if they can jump off the hook, then by all means, because these fish are awfully small. Let's try this again. Catch and release. As I bring in the lure, I can see 4 or 5 little fish chasing it, and then they back off. But as you saw, one went for it. Oh. Another one went for it, and I just hooked the branch, so the shrubs. Hey, at least I'm getting bites. This is this is the most exciting fishing that I've done all year. Just for these little guys. It's so funny. I was thinking, no, there's no way they would even go for this. No other lake, the fish in no other lake went for this, so surely they want flies, they want you know, the power bait that I have, but nope. I saw they were interested in the power bait because it's pink or orange or whatever it is. But once they got close, I could see it close up. Once they got close to it, they wouldn't even touch it. Hey, I think we've successfully entered the mind of the fish. They like this little spinny lure thing. How quickly do these fish grow? Is it like a season and they'll be full size, or how does that work? Let me know in the comments. I've got about half an hour of actual sunlight left, so I think I'll ditch the fishing for now. They stopped biting the lure anyway. And get a fire pit formed and a fire going. And start thinking about cooking dinner. Alright, the makeshift fire pit. Now it's time to collect the wood. Let's go. Well, fortunately, I'm in a forest, which means a ton of dry, dead sticks everywhere. Which means relatively easy gathering. I don't need a you know, a big fire or anything. It's summertime. I just need something to warm up my my food and maybe keep some of the bugs away. That's all. So these dead and somewhat punky sticks will do just fine. And they're all so easy to gather. Would that take 30 seconds? So to get your tinder, there is a ton of these just gnarly twigs that are dead and dry. And they're not even that thin, but these things will accept a flame real well. Of course, I gotta watch out for ticks as I'm gathering this. I'm pretty happy with the wood that I've gathered. It should get the fire going. You know, fire starters that you can buy from the store are great, but if you don't want to spend money, you can use just simple laundry lint. So I've gathered this from my dryer, and it works just fine. Let me show you. I should say, if you don't have a lighter, but you do have something to make a spark with, And there you go. A simple fire made with just a flint striker and some lint from your dryer. Hey, save some money, huh? Oh, oh, oh my God. Look, I got one. Oh my goodness. Yes! Look, it's so small, but I got one. Let me wet my hand so I can release this guy. Okay. I dropped him in the shallows, but mark my words, he took off. He's alive. That feels good, man. Holy crap. That's awesome. Ooh, and that fishy smell on the hands. You know, I don't even care that I can't keep them. For some reason, they're going for the spinner lure. They're just so young and naive. They're going for anything, I guess. But I'm glad I was able to get that guy off the hook and on his way. This is awesome. This is 1,000 times more exhilarating than no bites at all. Let's keep trying here. Last cast. Well, I caught a fish. That's awesome. I'm so happy. And it was with a method that I had dismissed. I thought for sure they wouldn't go for anything unless there was bait. And lo and behold, it's just a simple spinner lure. So what I have for dinner tonight is nothing special. In fact, you might even recognize the package. But let's cut up some onion. I absolutely love onions. I'd eat this raw if it was socially acceptable. Like George Costanza. I'm dulling my knife, but whatever. Maybe I should do it on this dirty board instead. There we go. Unfortunately, I don't have any butter or oil or anything, so. Oh, what a glorious lake. So while it's light out, I'll show you kind of where I hiked all the way around there. So from there to there is probably about 2 kilometers. Approximately. And then I hiked all the way to, oh, I don't know, probably there. When I realized, dear God, there is no place to set up camp. So I hoofed it back all the way around back here. When I was doing the trek around the lake, I saw, I don't know, like 10 frogs. That's gonna annoy me a little bit, I think. It shouldn't, because frogs are awesome. But I'm just not used to them. That's one thing to remember, is I'm a city boy. I am not well versed in the woods. I may have been in the military, but that doesn't mean anything, really. This is me getting acquainted with the woods. Freaking bugs. Alright, so for dinner tonight, no surprise. The season change, rice. I got the onions going in the pot there. Honestly, my idea with this, it's Spanish style this time, was to do a little paella, which is apparently it's Spanish rice with some fish. Now, the fish are a little small to be adding to this, which is fine, I caught one. But this, along with the onions, will be heavenly. It's not just the rice and the onions that I'm excited about, it's also this. Cooling down in the Mudwater beer garden are my 2 showcase beers. More on that in a bit. Oh, that's about done. That is about done. Oh. Well, here's dinner, guys. We have beautiful rice and onion. And to drink, in honor of the World Cup, we have Kronenberg. It says flavored wheat beer. Flavored, which means unhealthy, but I don't care. It's imported from France. And for those of you in France, hey, good luck. Good luck Sunday. But I can't wait to eat. This scarf, it's a little hot. You're wearing a scarf. Wow, it's hot. But that is good. here's to you guys. Thank you for watching. Thank you for sticking with me here. All this time, you know, I haven't caught a fish that I can eat yet, but I caught a fish nonetheless. You know, if you stick with me for a couple years longer, you'll see me catch a fish that's edible. So I hope you stay tuned. And let's have a taste of France's finest. Oh, oh boy, awfully excited. Oh, there's something about having it next to the fire with the lake and the expanse of the wild. Here's to you guys, de Bourget. Oh yeah. This is a learning process. Every time we come out, we gain experience. New things come our way and we deal with them. A lot of this is new to me, so it's wonderful experiencing all these things for the first time with you guys. But catching a fish for the first time when I'm all alone like this, and to share that with you guys, man, so happy you guys could see that. It's only going to get better from here. You can count on that. Whatever that was, they agree. Kind of sounded like a loon on crack. Anyways, guys, I'm going to enjoy this and sit next to the fire. So it's about 11:30 and spent the last couple hours next to the fire just relaxing, and I'm quite tired after a long day of hiking and successful fishing, kind of. I think I'm going to turn in. This was, man, what a great day. I can see myself coming back here, that's for sure. But I think it's time for me to turn in. I am struggling to keep my eyes open. Nice and comfy in my sleeping bag. Good night, guys. Well, good morning. I had a really good sleep. Very peaceful. Even the birds weren't annoying me this morning, which is different than most places. Just the birds that you're hearing now, really. Usually it's crows and other annoying birds. Robins, they're pretty annoying. But I'm going to take my time this morning. Slept in a bit. Probably going to make the old coffee and oatmeal. But it's going to be hot today, I can tell. It's morning time and I'm already kind of not sweating, but too hot in this thing. Surprising how cold it gets here at night, though. Such a high elevation. I started to get a bit chilly in my sleeping bag. probably got down to single digits, low single digits Celsius. Alright guys, so I'm packed up and ready to head out. I've cleaned up any garbage that I've left behind, and I've also cleaned up the fire pit as well. So the site is spotless. But the trip isn't over yet. I'm going to hike back and continue fishing along the way, and bring you along with me for that. Basically every time I see an opening, I'm doing about half a dozen casts and then just moving on. So this hike's going to take me a while. That's what I want. A nice, relaxed hike back. A relaxed end to a wonderful experience out here in the woods. Okay guys, I think that's going to do it for the fishing. I was just seeing little guys the entire time anyway. Got a few nibbles here and there, but it's time for me to head out. Paradise Lake. This place is beautiful. I had a fabulous time here. And the bugs aren't too bad, and I found a good spot as well. I'll definitely be back at some point. If you've liked this video or any of the other videos, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button. For those of you who are already subscribed, I appreciate you. Thank you. Anyways, guys, thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye, guys.